I know you've heard this all before, but Mercedes are bringing upgrades to the next race at Miami that they hope will be a big step forward. Let's get straight into it. Formula 1 returns to Miami on the 3rd of May, and usually a street circuit wouldn't be the best circuit to bring upgrades to, due to not only the risk of damage, but also the unusual nature of a street track. Mercedes, however, haven't had a great start to the season, so they're pushing those upgrades forward. It's fair to say that in 2023 they got away with a lot because their main competition wasn't performing at the highest level. I'm talking about Ferrari and McLaren, of course, because Red Bull, well, they were in a league of their own. Last year, Ferrari struggled, and during the first part of the season, McLaren were particularly slow until their big upgrade midway through. We then saw McLaren outpace the Mercedes towards the second half of the season. This year though, Ferrari, McLaren and Aston have all been qualifying really well and have had better race pace than Mercedes in most races so far. This means Mercedes' weaknesses are highlighted far more this year, with both cars struggling to get any meaningful points. Currently, Lewis Hamilton only has 19 points while George Russell has slightly more with 33. Because of this, Mercedes have decided to bring forward an update originally scheduled for Imola, which is the race after Miami. Toto Wolff said, "We've got something coming for Miami that looks like a good step. Let's see." So what do we know about these upgrades? Well, we know there is a new floor coming, which is, well, with these current regulations, one of the most important parts of the car for downforce and airflow. There are also changes coming to the side pods, although to what extent, we don't know just yet. Mercedes has talked about their lack of correlation with the W15, something they've also struggled with in the past. They believe they should have a lot more downforce with the car based on what they see in the simulator. It's simply not there out on the track. They believe this is down to the mechanical side of the car. Remember, they did change the rear suspension for this season, and perhaps this upgrade can give them a better interaction between the aerodynamics and mechanical elements of the car. Toto Wolff has been fairly critical, it seems, of the drivers, in this case Hamilton, trying to find a silver bullet with that car setup. We know from China that Lewis made some big setup changes to his car from the sprint to the race to try and improve in certain areas. This led to what was described as a fairly undrivable car. Sadly for the W15, there is no silver bullet, and not only is there a lack of downforce, but the car is particularly hard to set up and works in a very small window. Their hope is that these upgrades can put the car in the right window and make that window easier to find, ultimately not only giving outright performance, but making the car easier to set up and in turn giving the driver more confidence. Sadly for them, and as is the way with Formula 1, they're not the only team to bring upgrades. McLaren is also set to introduce a big upgrade package to Miami that they also hope will be a big step. Andrea Stella said after China, "We will have some updates in Miami. We'll see how they behave on the track, but we expect them to allow us to take a notable step forward." This, clearly, if we find the right correlation with the numbers in the wind tunnel and with the CFD. All of this is always a big if, because even if the correlation rate has been good in the last 12 months, there are always possible surprises. Currently, one of the big limitations for McLaren is overheating of the tyres, especially on rear limited circuits, so this could be a big step forward for them. Not realistically to get close to Red Bull, but certainly to challenge Ferrari more frequently. Ferrari aren't standing still though either. From what I can tell, they haven't brought their upgrades forward to Miami, but they are expected to bring a big upgrade package to Imola, which will also include a new sidepod design. It's extremely close between all of the teams, and one upgrade could definitely push one ahead of the other. While we're talking about Ferrari, they're due to have a special livery in Miami to honour the manufacturer's 70th anniversary in North America. The design will apparently feature two historic shades of blue, Azzurro La Plata and Azzurro Dino. Ferrari are due to reveal the livery in Florida before the start of the Miami Grand Prix weekend. We've had a small teaser of what the Ferrari drivers themselves could look like. It's possible we'll get a fully blue livery for the race. That'll be something unique, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. Ferrari have also been making moves in the sponsorship market. They've announced Hewlett-Packard as their new title sponsor for next year, in a move that is set to rival Red Bull's title partnership with Oracle. Ferrari haven't actually had a title sponsor since their partnership with tobacco giant Philip Morris, being known as Ferrari Mission Winnow. We'll only find out at Miami whose upgrades have worked and if any of these teams have taken a step forward. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.